Hello, welcome to PlayStation Access. I'm Nathan, I'm here with Dave.
Hello.
Dave, we got up super early this morning.
We did, we are heroes.
We are heroes for more than one reason as well. We're heroes of World War II because we came to play Call of Duty World War II. We've played some of the multiplayer now and we have learned 5 specific things.
Yeah, we did.
How about that?
I was very excited to play. Sledgehammer were very excited to have us play.
Man, they were pumped this morning. That was intense.
And it did not disappoint, I've got to tell you. We had an absolute whale of a time.
We did, and I think it's fair to call us kind of Call of Duty. We've been in there, sometimes we've been out as well, you know, so we're not necessarily the easily won over, but this morning we had just a real kind of good time with it. It was great.
I am back in, and we learned 5 things, and this is the first thing we learned about, which is divisions.
Yes.
So we'd heard about divisions before, but it wasn't quite clear in my mind. It's totally clear now. So create a class has gone.
Yeah.
So you don't play like that anymore. Now there are divisions. There are 5 divisions, which I guess are similar to classes in a way, and they come from the army. You will, if you stick the word division on the end of this, you will understand. So there's infantry division, airborne division, armored division, mountain division, and expedition division. What that means loosely is or what it refers to is the kind of equipment you'll be using, the kind of weapons you'll be using.
It's the overall kind of archetype, right? It's the little, it's the kind of the box that you're going to go in, and within that, they wanted to stress, like tons of customization was still available, right?
So playing it this morning, we didn't have an opportunity to customize our divisions.
They had a bunch of presets.
Yeah, they were all preset, but there's also a division skill.
Yeah.
And a division
so there's like
training.
Basic training, and exactly.
So let's give you an example then. Infantry, they use rifles as their primary weapon. And their division skill, so only infantrymen have this, and it has to be unlocked, is the bayonet charge, which is on R3. So if you're not playing as an infantryman, you won't have access to that skill.
And that's kind of like a chargeable ability, which just well, you know what a bayonet charge is. You run into a man with a sharp piece of metal. Yeah.
Airborne division, they were using submachine guns, and their ability was to attach sort of a muzzle to their weapon, which has effects for appearing on the
suppressing
mini-map.
Fire, right?
Suppressing suppressing the
muzzle
idea flash.
That, the airborne go in behind enemy lines, and that's the way they operate. It's kind of along those lines. I really enjoyed that. I think that customization is huge for the player base, and it's still in there. But this just gives it little kind of a little bit of structure to it, which I, for one, welcome.
Yes. So you get the picture. I mean, you can see on screen the other ones now. It's just. It has ramifications for the equipment you're going to be using and the kind of skills you're going to be using. Next thing that we learned about was Scorestreaks. So Scorestreaks are in, and they have a lovely World War II flavour.
Yes, they do.
So, for example, UAV doesn't make any sense.
Can't call it any UAV.
So you have recon planes now. And I did actually manage to use some Scorestreaks, Nath.
Well done, Dave.
I mean, or let's just say I earned them. I'm not sure you'd say I used them. The Flamethrower was the one I really wanted to use. I earned that one twice. And I burned a man once, whilst instantly pretty much being immediately killed.
It's one of them things where you're like, I've got it, I really want to use it, I want to show everybody on the video what it's like, and you just know that you're going to let rip in a room where someone's going to shoot you in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's exactly what happened.
I also managed to call in a supply drop, although again was instantly killed.
Excellent.
Did the run back, and everyone had then just surrounded the supply drop, and they were just.
You called in something valuable.
I made like a point on the map where everyone was just letting rip. I did manage to get that. I also just I scrolled through what was available just to find out what the absolute ultimate score streak you can expect to get. And I mean, it put me in the mind of the Memphis Bell. You are going to be in the sort of the Bell turret. It's
like a strafing machine gun fire, isn't it? I got killed by it.
That's the fighter.
Right. Okay.
That's the fighter pilot one, which I also got.
Right.
But the ultimate one is being in the Bell turret on like a.
So actually being in there.
In there, so you're going to be flying above the battlefield.
Nice.
Just letting rip. So Scorestreaks are in. They have a lovely World War II flavour.
What's number 3, Dave? Come on.
Number 3 is war.
Right.
And the guys from Sledgehammer said to us before we start, war is really fun.
Yeah, super fun.
And we laughed, and they were absolutely right.
They were right. I mean, it is still quite funny that they've called a mode in a war game war, but I think this is definitely the thing which Dave and I enjoyed the most.
Yeah, we did.
Am I correct?
So they said, usually in Call of Duty games, it's all about your score, it's all about your KD, it's all about how you're doing.
But basically what they kind of admitted that good players go out, they have the best setup for themselves, and they're looking for score streaks. and they
even in team games, they're still kind of playing by themselves. You're still sort of a lone wolf, even in objective games. They wanted to change all that with War. So
and honestly, we were sat in the briefing going, sure, but how do you do that? And then we played War, and we were like, oh yeah, that's
this has really worked.
Yeah.
So it is an objective game. It's sort of, they talked about narrative. It's about, you know, basically there's one team attacking, one team defending.
Yeah.
Certain objectives on the map, one by one. So the first thing we did was we had to defend. We were holding a command post.
Yeah.
The other team were attacking. And the idea is that it's asymmetrical as well, so you have to work together.
It put me in mind, I think it's fair enough to say that it put me in mind of Battlefront and the kind of the staged objectives. You do one and it unlocks the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
And in the matches that we played, actually we only got to the second one, objective. Both times defending and attacking. But just I think that it gives them the opportunity to kind of take well-known kind of points of conflict from the war and kind of make them into these dramatic kind of story points.
Yeah.
Which gives it that narrative element. But then the other thing that it does, as you said, like first of all, we were either defending or attacking like this stronghold house. And once that had been, so you know, you're all in there, maybe with shotguns, maybe a couple of people got snipers to take out the guys who are running in. And then once that's done, you're maybe changing up your division so that you can go on to the next thing, which was the bridge. Man, talk about the bridge. We're literally trying to build a bridge.
Yeah, the bridge was amazing. It was so much fun. So the second objective was that the Axis had destroyed the bridge, and the Allies were trying to build the bridge, you know, so if you're attacking or defending.
Literally hold square to hammer the bridge together.
Yeah, and you just immediately learn, oh, like, this is, you know, a bottleneck here.
Yeah.
The attackers are going to want to be getting to this place. They were chucking in smoke. Everybody, like, had this moment of realization of, like, oh, I should really just play to the strength of my division. So for me, for example, I was using a light machine gun. I was like, I need to find a spot, and I'm just going to fire loads of bullets into the smoke, because their team were putting smoke in to try and build this bridge. When we were attacking, I was like, we need to be on the bridge building.
Yeah.
They're going to try and do what I was doing, so I'm going to be a sniper, and I'm going to pick off the guys who are trying to just...
Because there's certain vantage points where they're obviously like shooting the guys who are trying to build the bridge up.
Yeah.
I've never known smoke to be more useful in a Call of Duty game.
And it was a double-edged sword, though. For like when I was a sniper trying to help out my guys, they'd thrown in smoke. I couldn't see through the smoke to kill their attackers.
Yeah.
So it was like, basically, it was just really, really fun.
It was really dramatic. You know, we got it up to 97%. I was in smoke. The smoke cleared. Then I got killed just before I completed the bridge. You know, I can't remember the last time. What it is, it's nice. It's a nice look. Cause I'm not the greatest Call of Duty player.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. You know, my KD might be 1.0.
You know,
that's me. But
on a good day.
It felt like we were all taking part in this really exciting, more so than in Domination or any of the existing objectives. I really enjoyed it.
Of everything we played today, I enjoyed that the most, and I really can't wait to play that. The next point is Headquarters, which we weren't able to play, but we did see a sort of sneaky preview, a bit more footage, and again the Sledgehammer guys were just so excited. I mean,
they were talking about how it's kind of the extension of the, you know, being able to see your class on the screen from their last game.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously in the background, I think it's fair enough that you know, Destiny's Tower has kind of shown how that kind of social space to meet other people, you know, sort out your game, show off your gear has become important.
And specifically, what they talked about was, as well as like peacocking, which they did say, you know, just showing off. You're going to get to challenge people in that area to little competitions. One thing that we did get to try out,
they showed it off,
was the firing range.
Yeah.
And they showed us the firing range in Headquarters as well. Just a bunch of people hanging out, taking part in the firing range, but obviously there's a competition element. You can challenge other people in that social space to, like, who can, you know, shoot the most targets.
It's really smart to make it interactive, to put shooting into a social space, because the two have been very separate in the other games that I've experienced it. So
on a separate note, I also just really enjoyed the firing range, and it was a great place to go when we were looking through the divisions, trying to figure out what we wanted to do, to just try out your weapon.
Yeah, because I'm always, like, you know, first few times I play a Call of Duty game, looking for the gun that really suits the way that I play. And it was just, I was able to try out like 12 different guns in the space of like 5 minutes.
Exactly, and it lets you know exactly how far your gun is like accurate and actually any use, you know. So it was really, really useful. But that was Headquarters. The last thing is just really the feel of the game, which is, it's not like something, you know, we can specifically talk about, but
the fact is, trailers are always going to make a game like this look amazing. Being in the levels, in the maps, there was like a real, I was just surprised by how good it looked and how much it captured the feel of the kind of, the cinematic feel of World War II as seen on the big screen. And we were, especially in the trenches and then in the kind of the concrete strongholds overlooking the beaches and stuff. It just looked, I was like, wow, like and the big upgrade, I think.
Absolutely, but just also the feel of it, like you mentioned the trenches, and that really struck me. It was really visceral. It was really, I had moments of real sort of claustrophobia, and I think I understand what they mean by boots on the ground now. I mean, it's literally everybody is running around. There's no one flying. There's no one wall running. It became like much more.
It's become like it's become a meme unto itself. Boots on the ground.
Yeah.
But when you play it, and you're just reminded of what it feels like when there aren't people zipping around you and underneath you and behind you and shooting you in the back of the head. It gives it just a very different feel. And I'm glad it's back, man. I really enjoyed it.
And I can also say, with 100% honesty, that at no point was I furious today. Like, even getting killed.
We'll see how long that lasts.
I mean, now who knows how long that lasts, but I wasn't furious. I wasn't shouting at the game and blaming everybody. It was just sort of like,
Well done, Dave. You've had a good morning.
It was fun. I really enjoyed it.
It was good. And we've got another video, a playthrough of our war game.
Yes.
Our round of war. So do check that out on the channel as well. Dave, thank you for running us through that list. Thank you guys for watching. Do put down in the comment section anything you want to know about Call of Duty World War II multiplayer. We'll try and get back to you. Stay tuned to the channel. We've got loads more coming up.